In today's live, I will be speaking a little bit about Autism Family Story, who I am, and why I started Autism Family Story. So, I'm a mom to a 19-year-old son on the autism spectrum. Our son got diagnosed with autism at 3 years of age. At that time, I had no knowledge about autism. I had never heard about autism. And in the process, I went back to school, educated myself, and learned a lot about autism. And in the year 2019, I started Autism Family Story. In the beginning, I started as a blog because I wanted to share all the information I had learned parenting my own son on the autism spectrum in order to help fellow autism parents around the world. In 2021, I started with a podcast, Autism Family Story Podcast, which is currently heard in over 50 plus countries around the world. I share lots of tips, strategies, our personal story, and everything I've learned in raising my own son who is on the autism spectrum. So I have a blog, I have a podcast, I'm also active on social media, Instagram, Facebook, wherein I have built a small community for fellow autism parents, and we share lots of information in order to help other parents. I want you all to know you're not alone in this journey, and we are all in this together. And it's my mission to help as many autism parents as possible with all the information and knowledge I've learned in raising my own son on the autism spectrum. So I hope you like this video and subscribe to my channel so you get lots of information on autism, autism awareness, and actionable tips and strategies you can use to raise your own son to raise your children without overwhelm. So let's begin with today's question and answer session. I received some questions from fellow autism parents, and I'm going to be answering them here. If you have any questions, you can drop them in the comments as well. So let's begin. So the first question is, can you suggest some autism specific toys for the children? So there are lots of toys out there. They might not be autism specific, but there are lots of toys like puzzles, sensory toys, fidget toys, blocks, pop tubes, Legos. So there are lots of toys which are available for children with autism. They can definitely play with it, but they are more inclined to toys with lights and sounds. But you can definitely, introduce these other toys which I just mentioned with your child. The thing with our children is they do not play with the toys. Most of them do not like to play with the toys. So we have to actually sit and play with them. My own son, he never liked to play with toys. It was a big challenge for him to interact with toys. So, as far as possible, we used to sit and play with him with some simple toys like puzzles, shape sorters. So, that's my advice. Sit with your child, play with your child, even if it's just for a few moments. Go ahead and do that. Next question is, how to help children with autism to heal their gut? Now, we all know many children on the autism spectrum are selective eaters or picky eaters, and they have lots of gut issues. Many parents put these children on gluten-free, casein-free diet. But we need to know that not all diets are suitable for every child on the spectrum. Gluten-free, casein-free diet is also kind of restrictive, but it's always advisable to take advice from a pediatrician and a dietitian who can guide you to get the right diet for your child. So thank you everyone for joining in today. If you have any questions, do put it in the comments. And I hope that you can like this video, subscribe to my channel if you're a new viewer here. I'm a mom to a 19-year-old son who is on the autism spectrum. And I started Autism Family Story to help parents like you around the world with my blog, podcast, social media channels, and also YouTube, wherein I share all the information I have learned over the years in helping my own son on the autism spectrum. So I would like to thank you all for joining the live today here. Really appreciate all of you. And do leave me a comment and let me know if you have any questions so I can answer it in a future live. And then I'm going to answer the last question for today's live. Can kids with autism work on their own? So we all know that the primary goal for all our children with autism is to gain independence. We want them to be as independent as possible. The thing with children with autism is they do not automatically learn these skills by looking at others, but we have to teach them the skills. We have to teach them the skills with consistency and also break down the task into smaller steps. So with consistency and also lots of practice and repetition, our children with autism can definitely work on their own independently. So I hope you find this helpful. Do leave me a comment and let me know if you have any questions. So thank you once again, all of you, for joining this live today. And I will definitely do a live again in the future.